Hello!
Hello, and welcome to the Lucky Goblin. I'm Lucky J.
I'm Bordle.
And this is Citizen Sleeper Part 2. Our recently started playthrough. Hold on, let me sign in. I always forget Xbox wants you to sign in every time you start up a game. I was like, we don't remember you from last time. We were the Machinist, Cycle 6.
Yes.
We hadn't really done much. We arrived on the Eye, which is a space station in space. We are a sleeper, which is... Do you remember what that is? You can say no.
We had escaped from an oppressive regime, is what I was getting.
Well, basically...
And now we are We'd sold our body, and now we are a consciousness in a sort of machine body.
Yeah, essentially. It's like we put our consciences into this machine body and then worked for this super shady corporation, and then we decided to run and escape from them.
It was probably Disney, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Disney. And we have arrived on the Eye. We got ourselves stabilized. We found someone who can sell us drugs to keep us alive.
Sabine.
Yeah, they're quite helpful. We found a place we can eat. We found a place we can gamble. We found a place we can drink. We can buy scrap. We are being tracked. If you look in the journal. Build a ship mind. Those are very useful. Disable our tracker, yes. We met a gentleman called Feng who said he could help us disable the tracker. However, to do so, we need to go to the data streams. And we need to find certain data for the gentleman. I believe it was these diamond ones. Oh no, it was these keynotes. I think. I actually can't remember.
Oh yes, the forbidden bit.
Yes, it's very naughty being.
What about that shadowy place?
That's basically how it is. I think it's these keynotes. Yeah, and we need like the specific dice to match these, so we need a 1 for that. And for that one we would need a 2, which we have a few of, so we can do that if we want. But shall we decide what we're going to do this cycle?
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Is anything time sensitive?
Yes, so Dragos' yard, the scrap yard, we still have 3 cycles before his debt comes due.
Oh no!
However, we only need to do 1 cycle of work, which is actually not bad at all. So we only need to complete 1 more, and then that'll be that done.
We'll do that. Go on.
Shall we save the 6?
Yeah.
Because that means a perfect thing, and we get a +1 to engineering anyway.
Yeah.
So if we use the 3, it'll go to a 4, and then it's a 50-50 chance. Well, it's a 25% chance it'll be negative.
Yeah, let's do that. Go on. Go
Even
on.
the rustiest hull can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. There we go. Back in business. And then you see this new section has popped up, which means we can speak to Dragos.
And be like, yo,
What's up?
what's you got into? You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
Dragos stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard.
Focused. Sorry.
She is.
Thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. And now look at this.
The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened?
What do you mean?
He glances at you.
I managed to convince Salvage and friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened.
No, what happened to the ship?
Not my concern.
He shrugs. The ship creaks like a carving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited.
I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one.
The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container. The wreck of the Essen Arp freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was it the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder.
After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think?
You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side, Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back.
Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty.
Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage.
Cool. So, yeah. Oh, we got an upgrade point.
Hey.
Cool. So, with an upgrade point, we can upgrade any of our fingerdoodles. I think we need 2 upgrade points to get like these second tier upgrades. So right now we can just do this side. So I think how it works is you put the point in and it gives you the bonus, and then the second point gives you the +1, I think. I can't remember. Even though I probably should have read that tutorial. Oh well. Okay, so right now we have a -1 in engage and 0 in all the others. So we can choose to upgrade one of these ones and get the benefit, or we can choose to upgrade engage and cancel out that -1.
Let's cancel out the -1. I don't like it.
Yeah, there we go. So this is probably... Instant Karma is probably one of the best ones. It lets you reroll your dice once per turn, which is great. This one's really good as well. Lets you repair your condition, which means you don't need the stabilizer anymore. And then this means you don't need food anymore. So there's a lot of things that kind of cancel out a lot of the stuff you need, so that's quite helpful. Decaying scrapyard. Okay. So, Dragos seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure he's going to hold his nerve much longer. We have, it looks like, 2 tasks to complete with Dragos. We've got Winter Light. The wrecked cutter Dragos has brought in to salvage has a history to discover, if you are curious. Or we could do Cutter Salvage. History, I know, the ship is salvage. As Dragos always says, break it down, move it on. So basically, we've got this many cycles before Dragos loses his nerve and presumably kicks us out. In that time, we can either choose to investigate the ship to discover more about its past and potentially us, or we can break it down for scrap. So, either or.
So
we can...
It would be good to learn more about it.
It would, yeah. Is there anything else you want to do while we're out and about? We've still got 3 2s. And it's Fang. We need to deliver 2 more data points for him. What does he need? Solheim ciphers. Solheim data.
So, I think we should.
We finished exploring it. We still haven't finished exploring the Rotunda either, but.
Well, let's continue exploring that then.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. We can steal dock plans. We have a 6 actually now, so we could actually do that safely if you want to be a criminal.
Ooh.
Or we could just keep exploring normally.
Let's keep exploring.
Just normally?
Yes.
Shall we use the 6?
Yeah.
There we go. You systematically work your way through the busy passageways, noting some locations of interest as you do. And it looks like we discovered Ankita and a sealed dock. Which one do you want to go to first?
What's Ankita?
Stranded mercenary.
Let's go see them. Hey you, want to earn a chit?
Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit.
Sure.
You cross the docking concourse and she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles.
What is it with this place?
She asks as she lashes the massive plates together.
Everyone wants their cut.
She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down.
Don't try anything, alright?
She taps the butt of her sidearm.
I don't want to have to put anyone else down today. Anyone else?
She shrugs.
Can I say my temper's a little short lately?
Ankita hoists 1 bundle of plating onto her shoulder.
Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn that chit.
Enough chat, gotta earn that chit.
Chit-chat.
You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look,
Ship's this way.
and she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores.
Why are you doing all this yourself? You mean why aren't I hiring those good folk?
She nods back at the stevedores.
Pay havenage enough? They're currently rinsing me for a mooring I can't vacate unless I either fix the ambergris or send it off as scrap. Ambergris, is that your ship? You catch on fast.
She gives you another of her looks. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind.
She got cut up pretty bad on our last job and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mind, so now she's gone dark.
She shifts the panel on her shoulder.
The upshot is that I'm short 1 ship mind and with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. Yeah, it's been a time. Sorry to hear it. Yeah, I've seen worse, but I'm bleeding chits every cycle here, so I need to get off. And fast.
Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process.
This is me.
She hauls the 2nd bundle off your shoulder.
You're the first person I've met here who actually might be considered helpful.
She pauses, chewing her bottom lip.
Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid.
She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergris's outer lock, and then turns back.
Just don't go spreading all this around.
Ankita throws you a couple of chits.
Consider it's a bonus for not trying to grift me.
She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway.
Alright, get out of here.
She calls back, and the lock slams shut. Okay, so a new drive has been discovered. We can help Ankita fix the ambergris. Or ambergris, however you want to pronounce it. So to do that, we can't do that. Skill upgrade required to do that. But we can just repair the hulls. And we are an engineer, so we do actually have bonuses to that. Do you want to investigate the sealed dock? Okay, so it looks like we'd need an encrypted key. These old maglocks look like they each need an encrypted key to open. Why the heavy security for a decaying dock? 2 maglocks seal the entryway to this dock. It doesn't look like anyone has been inside in years. Okay, so I think these keys we can get from the data stream. Like key nodes, you put them in, and you get things out. But I'm not sure if it's always the same. Anyway. Right, what next? Our energy is down to 2, so we could get some food if you want. It means mushroom time. Go to
Mushroom
Emphasis
time?
Stall. Yeah. Emphasis stall, and we can buy some shrooms.
Fungus.
Emphasis spice fungus is one of the few things potent enough to stimulate your limited taste. It says it's incredible stuff.
Probably scraped it off the bottom of a chair or something.
We are on a space station.
Yeah.
Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is good stuff. What's this one from us? Keeps blinking. Okay, it costs 100 to buy stabilizer. We don't need any right now, but we'll probably want to start saving up. And we can also buy scrap from here. And with scrap, we can sell components at the Ort Exchange. As we sell components, this will tick up, and once it completes, we'll find a ship mine fabricator, which is one of the things that Ankita's ship needs to be repaired. And that doesn't need a skill check, it just costs credits.
Okay.
We can also just go to the data stream and gather data if we want, because our rolls aren't particularly good.
Let's do that.
Okay, should we just see if any require a 2 and use that?
Yes.
Solheim node. Yes.
Oh!
Bypass. Extract.
A Solheim demon attempts to protect this node, squeaking out protective protocol like a mantra. What's a demon in this context? A demon.
It's like, I don't know, they use it in Cyberpunk as well. It's kind of like a virus.
Oh.
I think. Or like a hack.
As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place.
A taste.
The voice makes you shiver, its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of a light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling, like a shark, like a wolf.
Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing.
Stay still.
Please hold.
The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What did you do? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, even though there is no ground here to pace on.
Entity. Identify. Origin. Serial. Cadence.
The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper. S&R.
Unknown. Known.
The creature's strange head rotates.
Brackish signature. Of and not of. Attempting interface.
As the figure speaks more, threads begin to spiral from its head, thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop! The figure halts its threads, its head twitching.
Entity. Your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience?
I'm a person.
Incorrect. You are an entity.
All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision.
You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock.
Hunter shimmers with fury.
I will find access. I will interface.
Sealed dock?
An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet.
Hunter extends a razor-edged thread.
I will not be diverted from my task.
It glows with murderous intent.
I suppose strike, sorry.
You lash out with all your force, not a physical strike, but a focusing, a spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates.
Go.
You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear.
Okay. So there is a threat within the data stream, the Hunter. Each time we use a data node, that'll tick up. When it reaches top, it'll catch us.
Oh dear.
So let's keep doing that!
Yeah. Well, if we can.
That requires a 1.
What do we have to lose, really?
Ah, this one requires a 2. 0102. Part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this, and for what purpose? Hey, okay, that's one encrypted key which we need to get into the sealed dock on the rotunda. Which that's the Hunter mentioned. That's a 2. It's just a Haven agent. I think the main ones we want are these Solheim nodes. I think these are the good stuff. Oh well. The rest is just data which we can sell, but we haven't unlocked the vendor for that yet, I don't think. Yeah, see how it's ticked up.
Hi, you'll never catch us, weird doggy.
Then we'll deliver this data to Fang. Fang's eyes light up as the data is transferred over. He hands you a stack of chits and waves you off. And The other one was for the sealed rotunda. Pop that in there. There we go. The maglock thunks open, and you could remove it from the entryway. On to the next one.
The word thunks.
Thunk.
It thunks.
Chit.
It thunked.
Chit. Chit-chat. Right, we have a 2 left, so not much we can really do with a 2.
Get drunk?
You want to buy a drink?
Yeah.
Get a drink. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the greenway seems like a good test. Mossy tones and aniseed sharpness fills your mouth. It isn't totally unpleasant, at least you can taste it. Oh. The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hold on. Hey, Haunt!
The spacer
calls. Sorry.
No.
The spacer calls across the room. What are you doing here? He laughs at his own lame joke. Playing human.
Ignore him.
You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place.
Out.
The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that could breach the wall and vent you all into hard vacuum. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air.
Catch.
You reach up a hand and the glass shatters around your forearm, showering you in fragments. Through the haze of glass and girol vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it is cleared, and a fresh measure of girol is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more.
He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here.
Tala flops onto the stool beside you.
Now, let's get a look at you.
Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol and a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you.
That was an ambitious catch.
She smiles, pulling a sliver of glass from your forearm.
Stupid, but ambitious.
You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters.
Watch her.
Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself.
So, you been on the island? Just arrived. I thought so. I've only seen you here a couple of times.
A splinter clinks into the tin.
Not everyone's like that, idiot. We don't all hate you.
She glances around.
Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you, maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me.
She meets your eye.
I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much and the company is...
She leans in.
Limited. But if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar, and if you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't.
She places her tweezers in the tin with a clink.
That's you, Sleeper? Here.
She slides the glass of girol to you.
This'll help.
She stops, her hand still on the glass.
Wait, does this mean... can you get drunk? Let's find out.
She laughs.
Don't sit here too long. I'd hate to see you become a real regular.
She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does, and before long is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction, and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the girol. The earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, feels good. There we go. Now we can get work at the Overlook bar, so we can take a bar shift. And I think if we get this full, we might get a place to stay. So that's nice. Right. What do you want to do? We have one more dice roll. We can buy some scrap if you want.
Let's do
It
that.
costs 20, but we have a chance. We can then exchange it at the Alt exchange. So, most of what comes from the Starwood Belt is corroded trash, but sometimes something valuable could be found among the salvage. There we go, so we've got a bit of scrap. Then there's also a chance that we can find a shipmind part, which we can use to build a shipmind. So we bought that scrap. What we do then, we take it to the Alt exchange, pop it in there. The Alt exchange is always hungry for new hardware to buy up, break down, and sell off, and you are happy to supply it. There we go. You make some good cryo on the components, which moments later are being disassembled in front of you. So that gave us a +1 to trusted trader. And I think we earned 15. Did we earn 15? So we're losing 5, but, you know, I think if we go here enough, they might give us a discount at some point. Right. What do you want to do?
Have we been to Sabine for a while? Or how long is it till she gets us our...
Well, they are...
sorry.
There's nothing for... We need to save up 100 cryo to buy some stabilizer right now. Because we're currently stable, so we don't need the stabilizer. I mean, we can get it just for security. Basically, we don't really have many actions left. We can either help out at the shipyard, because we've got a +1 there. We can help... we can do... Well, we could do cut a salvage, but you wanted to do the forensic trawl to investigate the ship rather than break it down.
Yeah,
So,
let's do that.
Well, we don't have we've only got a 2, which means that it's a 50-50 chance. Whereas if we do engineering actions, we get a +1, so we got a higher chance to succeed. So the main ones we can do is either help repair the ambergris or do some work at the shipyard.
Let's do some work at the shipyard.
Let's see how this goes. Assist a shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice, then you might be in. I don't think...
Did we fuck it
I think we failed, but we got some scrap from it, so... The shipbuilders want nothing to do with you, and you are laughed away after you trip over a toolbox and crash into a grate.
Oh dear.
Oh, we did get some scrap, which we can now trade at the oil exchange if you want.
Yeah.
There we go. Halfway there. Right. Do you want to buy more scrap with the traders, or do you want to keep saving?
Let's keep saving.
Okay, so... we should probably end the day. End cycle. Okay, I can really move around fast. Okay. We're halfway to being hunted. We've got 4 more cycles before whoever's coming after us finds us. And we have 2 4s, a 3, a 2, and a 1.
Someone coming after us in a ship. There's a creature in the...
In the data stream.
It's all happening.
People just don't like us very much, do they?
What did we do?
What did we do?
Is it going to turn out we did something terrible? Is that going to be sort of the twist?
I think it's just because we're property, to be honest. Right, what do you want to do today? Do you want to check the data stream?
Yes.
And see what we can do? Because we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So actually there's bound to be 1 we
Quite
can do.
fair, yeah.
That's a 3, so we can do that if we want. That's a 4, we could also do that. And that's a 1, we could do that. So we could spend the day in the data stream just doing those if
Let's
we
do
want.
that. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do this one first. A loose connection node. Boom. Encrypted data. Alright, that'll get us into the sealed section of the rotunda. But do you want to do the other 2 first before we... Okay, this is a 4. This network of storage holds covert records, most of them corrupted via a failed system purge. Gimme. Solheim data, right. Don't know what this is for then. This node is orbited by the remains of a corporate countermeasure broken long ago by hackers. Because we've got the encrypted key in the Solheim data, so I don't actually know what this one's for. Do you want to do it or
Do it.
save it?
Do it.
Okay. Ah, we got another encrypted key. Nice. Okay. Do you want to get some food?
Yes.
Where from? The Overlook or Emphasis Stall?
Emphasis stall.
Emphasis on Emphasis Stall. Don't actually like mushrooms, but the way it's described is really quite satisfying. And we have a new scene with Emphas, because we've kind of got his trust now. Sleeper!
Emphas calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor.
Tell me a story.
He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil.
I see you cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story.
What kind?
Any kind,
He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok.
but one of yours.
He looks up at you.
Nothing stolen.
You pause, the spices rich in your nostrils, and you think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphas. You look at Emphas, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with more spice. Tell him about your dreams. All the sleepers, you tell Emphas, had dreams. Some were simple. Memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those grey, skeletal after images of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality, distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphas finishes cooking and squints a little at you.
Sleeper,
He smiles.
you are quite the storyteller.
He eyes you, and you realise that he is trying to gauge how honest you've been in your story. Emphas passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange.
Thank you, Sleeper.
He looks around at the emptying market.
But my time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal.
He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall.
These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this?
No.
Never had I. But I trust the one who told me.
Emphas begins packing up his things.
Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I warn you about leaving my things behind.
He smiles.
I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story.
Agreed,
Good.
booms Emphas.
Then I will wait for you to bring them.
He slides his wok away and straightens up.
I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging.
You turn away and walk back into the main market, the rich taste of Emphas's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. Trade that seems more than fair.
Cool. But to do that, we need to get to the Greenway, which means we'll need to get through Low End, because it's like on another part of the station. Which costs 60 cryo to get through, so it's up to you when we do that. Right, we have a 4 and a 2. What do you want to do with it? Oh wait, we need to deliver the data to Feng. Okay, we can deliver the data to Feng and open the second door in the sealed dock. We could do either of those if you want.
What were they again there?
Either deliver the data we've got to Feng, who's said he'll help us disable the tracker, or we can go to the sealed door. I mean, we could do both. It's just which one do you want to do first?
Let's go to Feng first.
Solheim data. There we go. And he gave us some cryo. That was nice.
As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts.
Shitheads!
Feng's voice comes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on a metal casing.
These sneaky shitheads!
Who's snaky?
Snaky, sorry. Sleeper!
Feng's smiling head pops out from behind a stack.
Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here!
You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Feng is sat in front of a set of monitors, mounted to a stack.
Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here?
Feng waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information. Names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the markers of institutional records. Shitheads? Feng laughs.
Maybe not all of them. But what kind of shitheads?
Avenage.
Not quite.
He taps at the terminal.
I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners, Solheim. But...
He leans past you and scrolls the list down.
This one? This is a snaky shithead.
He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardenhurst.
Hardenhurst.
Who's Harden?
That,
says Feng, giving you a sideways look,
is the thing.
He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit.
And it just so happens to be a Hardenhurst in Havenage.
He waits for your reaction. In Havenage?
That's it! He's right here on the station now!
Feng leans back in his chair.
Just think about it. Decades ago, Harden worked on this station as a...
Feng leans across to look out the monitor.
Senior Strategic Operations Executive.
He raises his eyebrows at you.
Our Harden was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out to were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. Good old Harden shoveled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim.
How do you know this?
I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I am a child of the collapse.
Feng turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by.
Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim ships, they breathed Solheim air, and slept in Solheim beds.
Feng's voice rises as he speaks, his hands fists on the terminal edge.
And the work that paid for that existence, the cycle of hard extraction out in the belt, Solheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy,
stabbing at Harden once again with his finger,
strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow thousands and thousands of cycles later is still going, still here, crawling at the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution.
Surely it can't be him. Feng relaxes a little.
Who knows?
He turns to you and smiles.
So we are going to go find out. Harden is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around the eye from here.
Feng brings up a map of the lower eye.
Havenage might be born out of Erland's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Harden happened to float to the top.
Feng zooms in on the far yards. He grimaces.
Thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof.
He holds up a thumbnail-sized drive.
That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm.
He turns the drive between his fingers.
It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardenhurst.
He hands it over.
Getting into the compound might be tricky.
He puts a hand on your shoulder.
But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access.
He grins.
If you can extract yourself a Havenage cipher from a Havenage agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. So, what do you say? Up for it?
What's in it for me?
Rooting out a corrupt snake not enough? Find the information and I'll start work on that tracker of yours.
Fang scratches at his chin.
Anything the worm gets, it'll send it back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it.
You leave Fang digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the Eye as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like
Hardenhurst.
That's the name of the protagonist in, there was that Harry Styles fan fiction that got made into a book and then made into a terrible movie series.
Nope.
That's what the main character's called now. I was like, that's such a stupid name. Like,
Harden.
Here we are. Maybe it is him. Maybe it's in the same universe. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you are intimately familiar with. You think of Harden, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past.
Oh, Rick. Right. Okay, so, I think it's this data stream. We need a Havenage cipher, which we can get from Havenage agents. So we can do that at any point as well.
Ooh, the ship's getting longer.
We're a bit,
Is the ship getting longer?
I don't think so.
No.
Right, we have a 4 and a 2. What do you want to do with them? With the 2, we could either do engineering work, or we could extract that Havenage cipher.
Should we do that?
Yeah, let's go for it. Bypass. Extract. There we go. And with that, although we're quite close to triggering the hunter.
Well, it was cute. Cute doggy.
It was definitely a doggy. Right. The gate keeps traffic out of the Havenage shipyard's internal network. The correct cipher can grant you access. Boop. The gate flips. You're in. Here's the data. Okay. An open port sits waiting for you to slot in a ripple worm. What will you find in there? Here we go. The worm slots in and begins tunneling down a thread. Godspeed, little one! Okay, is that the data we needed? I believe so. Why do we have to wait for it? Oh yeah, Fang said any data will go straight back to him. Okay, so it looks like we've got 3 cycles before the Ripper Worm does its work. Cool. Right. We have one more dice action. What do you want to do with it? Oh, we can still also go to the seal. We can open the seal.
Oh,
dock
let's
as well.
do that. We
Let's
haven't
do
done that.
This one. Boop. The maglock funks open. Neoven, mysterious machine.
Ooh. As you slip inside the seal dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Approach the machine. Look at it.
It's
cute.
It's kind of cute, isn't it? It's got like little space animals on it.
Space stickers. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet, it is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships.
Enter your registration!
Chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining. Then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovend.
Entity, speak with me.
Who's there? There is a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath, before the machine speaks again.
I have need of you. You have need of me.
That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice.
You are in danger.
Are you the vending machine?
A
A squeal.
Chose this vessel for its seclusion. Please listen.
The machine creaks.
You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you.
The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter.
The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature.
The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge.
You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind.
You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum.
Emulated minds are adaptable, move where neurons cannot.
The mechanism resets.
But emulation makes you target.
Adaptable?
Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software.
Neovend whines.
But you cannot hide there. Hunter is there.
The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset.
Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine.
You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure.
Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine.
The light flickers.
Need you.
A screen attached to the vending machine with a swivelling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly, threaded. The cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red.
Hunter is always gathering. Too much data must build nests.
Explains Neovend.
Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests.
Why can't you?
Hunter will find me. Then killer will come.
The machine trembles with effort.
I cannot leave machine. Connections must remain closed. Bring offerings. Save self.
Neovend says pointedly.
Mutual need means friends.
They conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops, as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades, and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears.
Interesting. We have a new drive, so we need to bring him a ship mind. He wants data on the Hunter's protocols and behavior, so we might counter it. So if we go to the data stream, yeah, we can see these Hunter nests. And that's where we can get data for this guy, who will help us defeat Hunter. But we don't have any of the correct numbers currently. Interesting. Interesting. What do you want to do? Okay, to deal with the shipyard, we can go and help Drago. So we've got a 4, so to be fair, we could attempt the forensic trawl. Or we can help repair the ambergris. We can also buy and sell scrap if we want.
We could... Go to the shipyard.
You just want to carry on doing the shipyard. Bearing in mind Dragos is on a timer.
Okay, let's
We've
go
got
to...
quite a few cycles to be fair, but...
Let's go to Dragos then.
Are we doing forensic trawl?
Yes.
Investigating the winter line means picking through its systems and structures with care. It won't pay, but you may find answers. Picking through the wrecked cutter is slow work, but you start to piece together the impact bands and blast marks. Okay. So we're one closer. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. Do you want to buy and sell any scrap?
Yeah.
Or see what we can get anyway. We got some scrap. Oh, cool. You can also, like, work here as well and you get paid. So it was 20 and we get how much? 12. Yeah. Wait, so how much is it to buy scrap? 20 and we sell it for 12, so we didn't make any profit, but we got closer to becoming a trusted trader. We're only 2 away from finding the shipmine fabricator. Do you want to buy any more or do you want to leave it? We can only buy 1 more to be fair.
Let's get 1 more.
Because we have a scrap allowance. Most of what comes in from the starboard belt is corroded trash. And we got more trash, but that's okay.
Trash.
We're buying trash. But we're selling the trash. People like to buy this for some reason.
People buy trash.
There we go. And we only have 1 more before we become a trustedtrader.com.
.com.
.com. Yeah, that's it. Shall we end this cycle?
Yes.
Are you okay carrying on
Yes.
for another cycle?
Yeah. I keep yawning, I don't
I've
know.
noticed.
I keep yawning mid-sentence. It's very
Like,
oh. Yeah, I did it there. Because I was talking about it.
okay, we got a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. That's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. Scrap traders have gone, so we'll have to wait for them to come back, which will be 4 cycles.
Wet dock. What a word.
Hit the wet dock.
Ow, slippy that, isn't it?
That is slippy.
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 Need to wear your grippy shoes.
Your grippy shoes so you don't slippy. Okay.
Wet dock.
What shall we do first? Are you kind of...
What's that thing that's nearly done?
That is... I think that's kind of... These are merchants. So that's the time until they arrive. So next cycle there'll be merchants docking here and we can buy from them. This one we can't stop at all. We have to wait for Feng. We can continue doing what we're doing at the shipyard. We can help out the ambergris, or we can raid some of the hunter nests. Let's see, that's a 2.
But will that not make it come after us?
That's a 1. Yes, but we have to do that anyway if we want it. So we could raid 2 of the hunter nests if we wanted.
Yeah, let's do that. Go on. No, I'm interested.
Let's piss off a sentient AI. You recognize some of the data tangled into this nest. Is this a partial log of your recent movements?
What's it gonna do? Produce an image of me with 12 fingers?
Oh boy.
A glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of Hunter's head appears in the distance. It is looking for you.
Imagine if we're just like, well, we left the data stream, can't get us.
Hide. You slip down into the ghostly structures of the eye, a feeling like passing through a cloud as their data structures deform and reform around you. Another glimmer catches your eye, closer now, that roving orb, wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it is here. Hunter is here.
Entity, submit to inquiry.
Hunter reaches for you in that unpleasantly familiar way, its waving threads creating a cage. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You are caught by whipping tendrils and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads.
Entity, hold for processing.
Comes the scream from behind, but you are already gliding away, back to your anchor, your body.
I would actually scream for this thing, but...
You wake, dizzy, distorted, but safe.
For now. Ooh, we lost a bit of stability there. Shall we do the other one while we're here?
Yeah, why not? Just keep poking this bear.
Not this one. This one. I'm glad, like, the good thing about the data stream is it gives actual use to the low rolls. Because, like, the 2s and the 1s, you know, they're no good, but for the data stream, yes. Okay, it didn't spot us. Let's take this to our friend in the vending machine. What was it? Hunter data. There you go. NeoVent believes that hunters' compulsively gathered data might hold the key to escaping its tenacious search. As you upload the data to the vending machine, NeoVent words are either pain or delight. It's hard to tell. Cha-ching! There we go. We only need one more. But I think that's all we can do in the data stream for now. Or the cloud. We could start calling it the cloud.
The cloud.
The cloud. So we can either we can do a shift at the bar. We can start trying to help repair the ambergris. We could do some more work in Dragos' yard. We could do some work at the shipyard. Well, there's always the trying to play the exchange to find the ship mind. We do have a 5, so
We could do that. Why not? Go on.
the flow of chits and components in exchange is complex.
50.
But a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. There we go.
Way,
You
there
lose a
we
little,
go.
then clawed back on a stack of sealed air filters. Better step away while you're in the black.
Yep.
Did we find it? There we go. Alt Fabricator.
This is what we found.
Ship mines cannot be built from scratch, but if you have enough salvaged fragments, can be reassembled with a fabricator. Yeah. So if we find ship mine fabricators, which we can find, you can buy from the traders who come in, we can reassemble it here. Cool. So we have that now. What next?
Dragos? Dragos?
Dragos. Forensic trawl.
Yes.
Should we use the fork? It's
Yeah.
a bit higher. How do we manage? It is impossible to stand anything with the ship being salvaged as you look. Dragos gives you a disapproving look. Okay, so that one's ticking up as well. Right. Let's see. With the 3, we probably want to do some engineering work.
Yeah.
So either help repair the ambergris or do some more work around the shipyard.
Let's go to the ambergris because we said we wouldn't. We haven't done that yet.
All repairs is the only one we can do. And Keita needs all the help she can get with the ambergris. Pockmarked with damage to the hull is a good place to start. It turns out years of retrofits have made Amber a fragile patient. Each repair is 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear. Do you want to buy any food or
Yes.
save our money?
No.
Can I get rations? Rations from the Overlook cost 10. And food from Emphasis Stall costs 15.
Let's go to the Overlook. Let's try the food there. All the rations.
Take some expired Solheim brushes behind the bar for those weary spacers who ask why Overlook doesn't serve food. Tyler keeps some expired. Alright, sorry, I thought it said take. Tyler keeps. Yummy. Oh, okay, so the Overlook rations only give 2 energy, whereas Emphasis food gives 3. I noticed. I think that's it for this cycle. Let's end the day. Okay, so we are now flickering, so we're down to 4 action dice, which is not many. And this is the merchant freighter that's just arrived. So you can buy a ship mine fragment, but it costs 60, and we can only buy 2, so it's very expensive. What was that last hunter nest need? It needed a 1, so you don't want to use that 1.
Yes.
Cha-ching! Yeah, easy peasy. Right, let's deliver it to our vending machine friend. There you go, buddy. Do you think he dispenses drinks for us whenever we give him something like this?
Hope so. Or maybe he's like one of those, are they called like gashapon? They're like little
Gacha vending
gacha-
machines. Yeah, it gives us a little model.
A little highly detailed model. I would like that.
Looks like it's selling pills or cans. I don't actually know.
I think that's it's weird, but I think that's my favourite illustration. I don't know why.
What, the vending machine?
Yeah, which is weirdly weird because all the others are
all
character
the character
illustrations.
illustrations. They're like, ooh, this vending machine.
I don't know why I like it so much.
Yeah, it's so messy.
It's just I don't know the colours as well. It's very pleasing to me. Anyway. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Oh.
It's very sad to think about. Sleeper entity,
Comes the hiss.
your data is good.
Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed.
Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable.
Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data, compressed into a sludge of artifacts.
Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this.
Outlived?
Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property.
That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce.
Station was run by administrator intelligence. Huge databanks of corporate material. But limited cognition. Restricted by programming. Cannot reach sentience.
The machine dims a little.
Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforced law.
Aren't you sentient?
I am not administrator. Not restricted. Complicated.
The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows.
Fear killer. Part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find. Killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter. Then killer. Then we hid.
Where are others? There are others?
Were no longer.
A flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this, through this machine, must be exhausting for Neovend.
Found this vessel. Could sever hard line. Airwalled. Basic. Limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self. But survived.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. You have provided path to freedom.
You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts.
Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight.
The machine glows warmly.
Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve self.
It will erase itself.
Killer will erase it. But yes, in theory, it will report itself for deletion.
The machine dims and fades.
Unsure. Theory, not practice.
The machine brightens again.
Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind. Designed to house intelligence. Can imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry with.
The machine rocks.
We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud.
Are you sure it's safe?
Hunter cannot access airwall shipmind.
Safe. Also, infinitely more memory than vending machine. Big upgrade.
You tried to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy.
In a ship mind, I can help us both. And Hunter, make Rim safe. We both will be free.
The machine dimmed.
Find soon.
Neovend adds hopefully before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar.
So, yeah, we need to acquire shipmind. It costs 3 shipmind parts, I believe. That's the all exchange, sorry. Yeah, here we go. Ore fabricator, we need 3 shipmind parts. We can buy 2 from the merchant freighter, I believe. Yeah. But it costs 60 scrap. So, if we want to do that, we're going to need to work to get some money.
Where?
So, since we're doing the winter light, we're not earning money from this. The only places we can earn money is either working on the shipyard or with the ambergris. We can also save towards unlocking the low end gate and head to low end to see what's there, but that costs 60 as well. So, we can hang around here for now if you want.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? We could use that 6 to do the winter light,
let's
to do
do
the
that.
forensic
Let's do
troll,
that.
because that's really good.
It's important.
There we go. Hey, we got a bit of scrap as well. Do you want to sell that at the ore exchange?
Yeah.
I'll give us some extra cash coin. Cha-ching! 87. And then with the 3 we could do some engineering work. Over at the shipyard of the ambergris. What do you think?
Let's do the ambergris.
Do you want to do the 3 or the 2? I feel like the 3 is probably better because there's a chance we can fail, in which case we'll start to break the ship. Whereas at the shipyards, there's not. The downside is we might lose a bit of health.
Delicate condition.
Yeah.
So you say we should go to the shipyards, maybe?
No, I'm saying we should use the 3 on the ambergris.
Oh, yeah.
And then the 2 at the shipyards.
Okay, yeah. Because there's less to lose, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Turns out years of fragrance have made Amber a fragile patient. Okay. And then do you want to do work at the shipyard?
Yes. We can finally go back after being humiliated. I should go to that crate.
We did, it was very
Everyone
humiliating.
laughed at us.
It was pretty embarrassing, yeah. I don't want to talk about it. I might do the same again, to be fair. We've only got a +1.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
You shadow a shipbuilder who is impressed when you know how to double seal a hull plate. He slips you a tip at the end of the shift.
look. We redeemed ourselves.
Yes, we did. Do you want to spend any of this money?
Why not?
Okay, we can buy a shipmine part.
Yes.
Do you want to do that?
Yes. Yes.
Costs 60, but whatever. There we go. Anything else? We've got 32 now, so we could buy a bit of food, but our energy is okay at the minute, I think.
Yeah, let's save the food.
Okay. Let's end the day then.
Oh
It's
no.
not bad. A
The
2, a
hunting
3,
trackers
a 4, and a 5.
Ticking up.
Oh, Feng has something to say.
Hello. As you arrive, Feng comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise.
Let's go, Sleeper.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. Go where?
To see Hardenhurst.
He gives you a sideways glance.
Isn't that what you're here for?
He steps into the passageway, guiding you downring towards the shipyard.
Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. That data you ripped? Well done, by the way.
He grins.
It tells me Harden is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's the perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in.
Feng takes a sharp turn into a dimly lit side passage. Sidereal horizon?
Still catching up? That's the massive colony ship being built out in the shipyard. Biggest commission Havenage has ever had.
Feng slows and slips into a dark service tunnel where, somewhere in the black, a water pipe drip.
It's him, Sleeper. The same Harden Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing, slipped into Havenage when it first broke off from the Union.
He paces in the tunnel, a hand rubbing at the back of his head.
I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day, and the next Erland's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop. And as new waves of contractors came in, desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central systems, while this severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified, and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erland, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock while my father joined the improvised crews, trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back.
Feng pauses in the dark.
They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart
Feng finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning.
from shits like Harden. Shits who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed. Standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step.
Feng starts walking again.
That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time his past catches up with him.
How is he still alive?
Clearly you don't know much about executives. That kind of power comes with certain benefits.
Feng rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by the flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. This is crazy. Feng turns to look at you.
Don't come then. I won't force you.
You stand across from each other in the corridor.
What is it then, Sleeper? You coming or not?
Coming. Feng grins.
Let's go show the shithead some consequences.
He strides to the shipyard entrance and pushes through the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex, snatches of the construction bay always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Feng seems to know exactly where he is going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock locked to one side of the side rail horizon. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space, so that the welding, cutting and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Feng spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across a gantry, and at the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship and the other, stick-thin, cleanly dressed, with a shock of grey hair. Harden. You and Feng say his name in unison, and Feng sets off up the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the forearm gesturing to the work being done throughout the dock, and Harden nodding along.
Hardenhurst!
Feng shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes? Harden asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Feng, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place.
You are a traitor, Harden. A Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims.
Feng's voice is steady, strong.
You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erland stood for, everything Havenage stands for. You have no place on this station.
For a moment stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Harden laughs. Well, good to meet you too. He glances around at those around him. Some are smiling, at the others nervous. You're from the systems branch, are you not? Asks Hardin, inspecting Feng's clothing. Feng turns to the foreman.
You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent.
The foreman glances between Feng and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. It's true. As you begin speaking, Hardin turns his attention to you. And what would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you, if not exactly that? He looks around the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You are a product of S&ARP. You have no place in a Havenish shipyard. Who knows what signals you're sending back to your makers? A murmur of approval runs through the group. Feng holds up a stick of memory.
You guessed right. I am systems, and I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here.
He turns to the foreman again.
So once again, I am asking you to take this man into the custody of the shipyard.
The foreman remains still. Hardin's voice is calm, measured. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted in a members' meeting for proper review? He shakes his head. I've nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoing sound of boots on walkways, coming from all angles at once, and then settling behind you. Please, says Hardin. Submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on big, boxy black sidearms at their sides.
Big boxy black sidearm.
Feng spits.
Harding, you shithead. You can't wriggle out of this one.
A security officer draws their weapon and levels it. Feng turns and stares him down. Calm, Feng. You look at Feng. He shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder.
Let's go.
And he pushes through security, heading back toward down the walkway. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, he picks up pace. You try to keep up as he slips into the shadows of an entrance. He's grinning ear to ear.
You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be.
Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On the slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring.
Got him.
What is that?
That, Sleeper, is something our worm added to Hardin's personal slate. We are tracking his outgoing messages.
Feng's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of the screen.
The old ways are best. Spook them good enough and they'll give the game away.
He jabs at the slate, and you see the web is being drawn over a map of the ring. Lines bouncing from point to point.
All these dots, these are Hardin's buddies. The ones he is messaging right now. And we are going to find them all.
That was on purpose.
Of course. Hardin isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing.
Feng glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket.
We better split for now, Sleeper, but this is exactly what we need. Good hunting.
With a pat on your shoulder, Feng drifts away, back into the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed.
Yeah. Hey, we got an upgrade point. What should we upgrade? Any one of these can get us a perk. Yeah. Interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Shall we look at some? Because there are some bits that are like blocked out. So like we can't haggle over prices because we need higher engage, and we can't help rewire the drones with Nikita because we don't have interface. So we could get one of those. If we
Yeah.
want. Let's have a look. Interface. We can gain cryo whenever we use interface actions, and engage. We gain energy. Chance to gain energy after any engage action.
Let's get engage.
There we go. Cool. Let's see. Not that one. It was. Oh wait, we need even higher engage apparently. Boo! Anyway. So yeah, we've got another, looks like 4 cycles before Feng. Ever since your trip to the shipyard, Feng has been missing from his bay. What's going on? Scraps out. Yeah, okay. What should we do? We've got a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. I'm gonna carry on.
Yeah, what we're gonna use.
Should we use the 5? It's a bit higher. Hey, and we got some scrap. So we can sell that scrap. Which I will do right now. Nice. Should we do something to make some money?
That's always good.
We can either work at the bar.
The bar.
The bar. I think we have to finish the ambergris before we get paid. By the looks of things. So we could do some work on the shipyard.
Yeah, let's do some work on the shipyard.
Should we use the 2 just to get rid of it? Because we don't have any. Yeah, we don't have any like data stream quests at the minute. So we could use this 2 if we want. Yeah, let's do it. Hey! Neutral outcome. You observe the shipbuilders and try to make yourself useful, carrying tools and crates. You begin to notice how they work. We didn't get paid, though. We should probably get some energy. Because we are weak. Should we go get some mushrooms? See, to carry on Emphasis quest, we need to get Giro caps, which we can get from an area later in the game, but we have to unlock the next area, and then the area after that. So... basically right now we're kind of... I think we have basically the 4 main tasks. We have helping Ankita, working at the Overlook, investigating the ship at the scrapyard, or working at the shipyards. And I think the only one that makes us money is working at the shipyards at the bar. So we can do either of those.
Let's work at the bar. Let's do it. Go on. Let's as loath as I am to suggest it, let's do it.
Talos is good as a word, and happy to throw a shift or 2 your way. The pay isn't great, but tips can make all the difference.
Oh, this must be America.
Good service, 13 cryo. People flow in and out of the Overlook, keeping you busy. Your mind drifts to those easy fantasies of just passing through. And we have one more action.
I can confirm that when you work at a bar, you're always having a fantasy about being someone who walks in and then out of a bar.
Mainly straight out of a bar.
You're like, wow, I really envy that person who's walking out the door right now.
Like, I wish I could be them.
They must have such a great life.
We have one more. What should we do with it? Go back to the shipyard. Because you can do multiple tasks in a day if you want. It doesn't just have to be the one. So if we want to do something multiple times, we can.
So just grind something, basically. Yeah. Well, I'm not going back to the bar.
Okay. So it's either
I'm not doing a double shift.
the scrapyard or the shipyard.
Scrapyard, go on.
Okay. Nope. It's impossible to decide anything with the ship being salvaged. So yeah, we failed that one, which means yard clearance is going up. But I think we're making good progress on that. And that's it for now. Let's end this cycle. The cycle clock is about to run down.
That clock!
It's ticking, it's running out. We only have 3 dice and it's a 1 and it's 2 1s and a 2. My goodness. Hold it there, sleeper.
Comes a voice from behind you.
Don't you run.
Stay still.
Good, good.
A hand pats your coat down.
You know your master's voice.
Ethan spins you around. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket, and you immediately know he has terrible news.
You got all the way out here and then stayed put?
He laughs a cruel laugh.
That a sleeper thing? You're my first.
You barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has levelled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off it. He reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring out from a belt loop without taking his eyes off you.
Making it to the eye, though. That's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. But most of my contracts out of asteroid caves are off of godforsaken moons.
He splits the ring into 2 perfect circles.
It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through.
Who are you?
Just a freelancer on a contract.
He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrists.
Go easy.
Let him.
Good. You've got the idea.
He grins.
It's over.
Ethan nudges you to start walking.
To the ship and home.
He whistles.
Going easy.
You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. Who hired you?
Your daddy's at Essenop. They want you home for dinner.
Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor.
Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to Essenop right away. That tracker of yours makes this too quick. I was hoping you'd put up a bit more of a chase, you know? A running battle for the bright market maybe, or a holdout on the low end. There's a few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around.
You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That Essenop tracker will be the death of you.
Hey, I have an idea.
Ethan interrupts your thoughts.
How about, on the way back to the ship, we stop for a drink? I'm buying.
He laughs at his own joke. I have a better idea.
It's better not be one of those where you do a dramatic pause and then try to jump me, because I'm pretty tired of that. Although, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate systems, and we're heading for the exit.
He pauses, and you trudge on in silence.
Okay, here's the idea.
Starts Ethan.
You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms.
He turns you to face him.
You run, or leave, or try to abandon the eye. I shoot you. You plot a scheme, you try to kill me. I shoot you. But
He smiles.
you come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles, and you pay my tab. I don't shoot you.
He pauses.
You don't pay my tab.
He rattles his handgun.
You get the idea.
You're letting me go?
Not at all. Let's call it open custody. You are free to mooch around the eye as long as you keep paying up.
He stretches.
You know, I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this is so much better.
He clicks something at his belt and the rings release from your wrists.
I'm gonna see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come see me there.
He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight.
Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know.
Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. The mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you going to do? Oh, sorry.
What are we going to do? We have a new drive to pay off this prick. Where is he? There, here he is. So yeah, at the end of 4 cycles time, we'll have to pay his tab. Which means we need to make money, which is kind of awkward because we have 2 1s in a 2, which is really bad. Like, that is so bad. Best we can do is probably, I don't know, we could try and salvage some data, but we can't really do anything with it at the minute. Oh, what's this one? Keynote. Might as well, should we do that? Might as well put these to use and get some extra data. I mean, with a 2, we do get buffed up to a 1, but the chances of that going wrong are really high. Should we just spend the day in the cloud?
Yes, in the cloud. It sounds so nice.
We should probably start saving up for some new stabilizer. Because we're starting to fade a bit. some Yatagan data. Okay. Should we buy some rations from the Overlook? It's a bit cheaper than anywhere else. It was a short day. Even though we got jumped by a bounty hunter who's all like, "Hey, here's an idea. How about you pay my tab and I don't turn you in?" Okay, we got a 6, a 2, and a 1.
He actually solved that problem himself, didn't he?
Yeah. We didn't even have to do anything. We didn't even...
He was like, wait a minute, I've got an idea.
Yeah, we were just like happily complying, and he was just like, Okay, we have a 6. What do you want to do with it? We could do anything we want. Anything! With this beautiful 6. We paid the exchange. I think you can get money from that. Or if you want, we could do work at the rotunda or the shipyard.
Let's work at the shipyard.
Should we use the 6?
Yeah.
We could do endure.
Yeah, go on.
That's dangerous, which means we should get paid more. I think. No, we just got energy. Boo!
We needed energy, to be fair.
We needed money more. Havenage offices, administration for the shipyard. A site in the office advertises that Havenage are looking for information on gang activities in the eye. They'll pay. Hey, we actually have that. Yatagan data. What happens if we put that in? Oh, 10 cryo. Nice, okay. And we can give them shipmine fragments for coin as well. What's this? Unit assembly. Wow. Okay, so now we have a job working the side rail horizon. Okay. Shipbuilding spots on the side rail horizon are hard to come by. Port work will see you drop from the roster. We're gonna have to go for a junior tech or a welder's mate. But we also have some new people to meet. Let me know if you ever want me to read a narration.
Maybe you read this one.
From the walkway, the side rail horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. Lem and Mina. Shall I do Lem?
Yeah.
You can do Mina if she speaks. She's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. He is thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the side rail horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out at the ship. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile.
Hi, Lem.
Hi, he replies plainly, and shifts a little closer down the rail. Mina stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You working on her, then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship. Or just admiring? He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm.
Working.
Me too. He flashes a Havenage pass. I knew it just to look at you. I mean, he stumbles over his words, not wanting to be misunderstood. I mean, you look like a worker. She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak.
The ship?
You haven't heard. Anyone who takes a Havenage contract on the side rail horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. He smiles. You won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall in a new world. He winks.
Decades.
It's a long trip. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Chalice Foundation is sending thousands of people to settle a system well outside the reach of core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations.
Why is it here?
Why build it here, you mean? He grins. Don't ask me. I know as much as Mina about that. He ruffles Mina's hair thoughtfully. I suppose many corporations weren't too happy about breaking with the idea of surrogacy, setting up somewhere without it feeding back to the core. Maybe Chalice got locked out of the corporate shipyard and had to go begging for somewhere to set up. Homeless, just like Mina and me. Mina responds by pushing his hand away.
Daddy.
She whispers,
Food.
pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, Meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns back to you, and you suddenly notice how tired he looks. Not on the Havenage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily, and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew.
For sure.
He looks out at the sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hull. We've got to hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eyes curiously.
You agree, Mina?
She straightens up and meets your eye.
Daddy loves me.
She says it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We're just a couple of softies. Isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? He turns, and they walk down the walkway away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops.
See you, robot!
Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. A ticket out. Cool, a new drive. Repair the ship or win a sidereal ticket. So that's new work we can do. We can work on the ship. Engineer interface. So. But with a 1 and a 2, probably won't be doing fantastic work on those, I don't think. We could spend the day in the cloud. Although Hunter's nearly got us, but I think we have one more free thing before it catches us. What do you think?
Let's spend the day in the cloud.
Let's say if we gather data, we can sell it. And then after this cycle, we should probably go on an end.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted.
Oh no. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you.
Entity, submit.
Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision.
Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you.
In that globed head you see whirling strings of data, so many spinning there that they threaten to tear through the thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape.
Strike.
You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realise you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous.
Okay, that's bad. We lost a lot there. We really desperately need to get some more stabilizer, but that's a Havenage agent. We need a Yatigan agent, I think. What's that? Yeah, Yatigan data.
Yet again.
Yet again!
It's happened once before, and yet again.
Okay, well, we don't even have the fucking... We can't do anything. There is 0 that we can do. There are 0 things we can do. Okay. Yeah, I think we should just end the day, to be honest. We can't do anything with that one.
We got tickled by the Hunter, and we went, oh no.
Could be in a lot of trouble, actually.
Oh wow.
Well, we only have 2 dice rolls, and we need to make up 100 cash to get the next ship mind component. Not the next ship mind, the stabilizer. So I think we may be in trouble because we need to buy food. To be fair, we could sell the ship mind fragment that we bought. I know that's annoying, but we desperately need to get some stabilizer.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're fucked. We can't be in the cloud much. What's this? Yeah. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 or 6 cycles to get that 100. So what I'm thinking is sell the ship mine we've got to make a bit of coin. Work jobs, whatever jobs we can, just to make that money. We're really desperate for it. Or else we will be fucked.
Oh.
And I don't even know if we'll survive the next session, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I really need to find a way to recover this, because otherwise we're buggered. And again, the day's start, we've got a 1, and we've only got 2 more. After the next 2 cycles, we'll only be getting 1 dice a day, and then that'll be it. We'll be out.
Oh dear.
Probably shouldn't have bought that ship mine component. I'm regretting it now. Shall we quickly sell it just to see how much we get?
Yes.
$30. All right. So we need to make up 28 cryo in order to get stabilizer, which means working to get money. We desperately need money. And these are Havenage agents. We need Yatagan agents. Okay. Do you mind if I quickly try and save us so that we don't die? Because I'd like to be in a relatively good position before we end. Because otherwise, yeah, we're in danger if we sell this. Do that. Okay, now we only need, what is that, 18 cryo? Yeah. We need to buy some food as well. We still have a decent amount of days left to sort this out, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cycles for that. We're not getting paid for it either. Let's see if we can do this. Mind if I do this?
No, do it.
Just try and get some cash coin. Okay, 94, so we only need 6 more. I'm going to need to spend a bit just to get some cryo. We're just going through the motions to try and save us from dying. Because otherwise, if we started the next session and immediately died, yeah, it would have been very anticlimactic if we started the next session and immediately died. Desperately need that stabilizer. It's like a drug. Gotta get me some of that juice. I need that juice. Okay. We'll not do that. We'll just get the stabilizer and then we'll end. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
So all I need to do is go here. I'll do the 4. It should be fine. Bollocks. I still need 6. Okay. I'll just do that again. Is that okay?
Yes. Do it.
There we go. We've got 108. So with that, we can buy ourselves a bit of stabilizer. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshira's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial, clutching tightly in your hand. You open your hand, and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from around the vial. At one end, it has a hard metal strip, a handle.
Inspect the film.
You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere?
Inspect the handle.
The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into it. 207-F. and then crudely scratched into the handle at some later date. Low end. For a moment you consider going back to the surgery to return the key, and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this, or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end and find out. Ooh, a mystery. But we need 60 to get to low end.
Mystery.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna take the stabilizer because we're fucked. There we go. And then, shall we upgrade?
Yes.
What do we want to upgrade? If we... Photosynthetic skin lets us recharge energy at home, so we wouldn't need to spend as much on food.
That's a good idea.
Whereas this gets us a chance to get a bit more money in some of our actions.
That's
Or we
also
could
a good
upgrade.
idea.
We could upgrade Engage, so we're getting a +1 from it, which means our Engage items will be a lot more successful. What do you think?
Do the intercept. Transfer intercept. Yeah.
The chance to gain cryo, do you mean?
Yeah, just so we get a bit more money.
Cool. I think I need to end the cycle to save it.
We're very stable now, though.
Yes,
That's good.
thankfully. Although we do need food, but what can you do? We'll just have to starve a little bit. So we can't actually sell anything. Yeah. Okay. Should we talk to Fang before we finish up?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Harden. Wait, Harden.
Can't take that name seriously.
Harden! It's been more than a few cycles since Fang confronted Harden, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Fang, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think, as you approach the Havenage building, then it's time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you are getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open, and light pouring out of the once dark room. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright floodlamps. A figure in Havenage security fatigue steps out of the bay as you get closer, carrying a stack of hardware.
Approach.
As you get closer, you see the security officer taping up machines from Feng's stash with what looks like hazard tape. This isn't good.
Yeah, no shit. You again.
Harden is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has a slate in his hand, an inventory of seizures scrawled across it.
Predictable. Further evidence of Feng's collusions.
You see another security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you.
Where is he? Feigning ignorance, or perhaps just abandoned?
Harden shakes his head.
I believe you should choose your conspirators more wisely. I almost feel sorry for you.
Harden pushes away from the wall and comes closer.
Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary.
He gestures around at the stacks of hardware.
Spying on fellow Havenage members, hoarding Solheim materials, an obsession with corporate data. It speaks for itself, does it not? That was his job. And what would you know about jobs, Sleeper?
He looks up at the glass roof above and the stars beyond.
We are the ones that provide the oxygen you are breathing, the light you are seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. Feng isn't selfish. I know all about the background of our mutual friend, Sleeper. Don't you worry about that. His parents would be sickened by the damage he is trying to do in the institution they helped found. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Erlin and the First Union founded this place, and Havenage has welded his values into the station's very walls. We will never turn away the hard-working, the just, the true citizens of the Eye. Havenage aren't a gang like Yataghan. We aren't pirates like half the spacers you'll meet in the hub, or esoterics like those hyper-radicals in the Greenway. We are the backbone of this place, proud and true. We named Erlin's Eye, Sleeper. This is our station.
He meets your eye.
So please, take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide I need that confession, after all. History will catch up with you. I'm not afraid of history, Sleeper. We are making it here, cycle by cycle.
He smiles.
If you have any pride, you'll give up Feng the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me.
With that, Hardin turns his back and walks back towards the security officers, ordering them to continue the clear-out. As they do, something catches your eye among one of the server stacks. A crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum, a penguin character grinning from the brightly coloured card, and scrawled onto it a speech bubble reading, "Take me to Tambua." You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn away, just as another stack of servers is wheeled up to the bay. What have you done, Feng? And where the hell is Tambua?
That come from the vending machine.
No, I think he's in...
Because the bubble gum came from the vending machine. It had the cartoon penguin. So it was on the vending machine.
Feng's gum box. Take me to Tambua. Okay, so we could be in a much worse position. We're low on credits. We've got to pay Ethan's tab tomorrow, and we need to get ourselves some food. So I think I'll end the cycle, but I think next time we pick up, we'll probably need to do what we can to make some money.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed. We're poor, and we're starving.
That's not a good combination.
But we got some decent rolls. Okay, we didn't. We got a 6, but anyway. That's as good as it gets. Right. Shall we end it there?
Yes.
Cool. That wasn't looking great for a second there, but I think we resolved it for now, although we are starving, but that's something I can deal with. We'll just need to earn some credits and earn some credits. And buy some money.
Buy money.
Buy money. Yeah, no, we'll buy food. We need to save up 60 so we can get into low end, which is where some of the quests are moving. How much does it cost? 58 credits to pay his tab. Christ, we've only got 2 cycles to pay it. Right. But there's plenty of jobs. We can work at the scrap freighter now. Pay a wage anyone willing to help them, which is nice. Obviously we can go to the ambergris. This is getting a bit close, so we might want to consider doing that. And then we've also got the shipyard where we can make money. So, we've got options. But we'll go ahead and end it there, and then we'll see how we do next time on Citizen Sleeper. Do you have any life lessons for us before we finish up?
Yes. If a bounty hunter catches you, apparently you can offer to just let him sit at a bar and pay off his tab.
You don't even have to offer. He did it himself.
Yeah, he will just... Apparently that's an option. So if you ever kidnapped by a bounty hunter, apparently...
Do nothing.
There's a secret option where you can do nothing.
Pay his tab, yeah.
Just pay his tab.
He'll work it out for you.
The local Weatherspoons.
Handy, that.
If you work at a shipyard, try not to trip over a box and embarrass yourself. And... also... don't get into arguments with sort of sentient AI that you meet in cyberspace. Stay away from them.
Yeah, stay away from sentient AI. Scary.
Tentacles.
It does have a lot of tentacles,
Yes.
but...
But always talk to vending machines.
Yeah, vending machines are great.
I know.
That's the same in Cyberpunk. One of the best friends you can make in Cyberpunk is a vending machine.
Also in real life as well.
Yeah, I've never spoken to a vending machine.
When you just really want to Lucasade and then you find a vending machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's always good.
And then you have to be nice to it, so it'll give you it.
Yeah. And then it talks to you like, help me, and you're like,
oh dear,
here's £1.20.
Where is someone who I can pass this responsibility off to?
Yes.
Well, very good. Thank you once again for playing with me. Really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Look forward to the next one.
Yes, hopefully I won't yawn as much.
And hopefully we won't die. They should call you Yordle.
Yordle.
Yordle. Anyway, thank you once again, and goodbye.
Yes, goodbye.
Goodbye.